Hi, my name is Paulo M. Lusbog. We will discuss biological theories of crime causation. Criminal behavior results from a complex interplay of social and biological factors. Biological factors are more exclusive, consisting of psychological, biochemical, neurological, and genetic factors. Genetic factors refer to biological factors that are inherited. Now we will discuss physiognomy. Physiognomy. A person's facial features or expression, especially when regarded as indicative of character or ethnic origin. The supposed art of judging character of facial characteristics, the general form or appearance of something. In this physiognomy, these are the theories we will base in facial expression to prove the person are with criminal instinct. Physiognomy, nature, and Egmont Judge Interpreter is a theory in a folk science based upon the idea that the study and judgment of a person's outer appearance, primarily the face, may give insights into their character or personality. Like what I said, we will look in like a tiger eye, in their facial expression. We will say that a person are good or bad. Phrenology theory. Phrenology is the study of the shape of the head through the examination and measurement of the bumps on an individual's skull. Phrenology, also referred to as criminology, is a theory of human behavior based upon the belief that an individual's character and mental faculties correlate with the shape of their head. In this phrenology theory, we will observe the head of every people to confirm if he is good or bad. Sometimes the phrenological theory have errors, like incomplete examination of the skull. For example, when the observer is misled the subject's hairstyle, insufficient attention for the interaction between faculties. This is very common cause of errors. Somatotype theory. Somatotype is a taxonomy developed in the 1940s by American psychologist William Herbert Sheldon to categorize the human physique according to the relative contribution of three fundamental elements, which he termed somatotypes, classified by him as ectomorphic, mesomorphic, and endomorphic. These three types are known in our physical body. In our body weight, if we are long, tall, short, that's the observation in somatotype theory. Nature theory. Nature theories assert that the etiology of criminal behavior is biologically based in genetic inheritance and the structure and functions of people's brain and other psychological responses. Wilson and Herstein, 1985, present the early beginnings and approach of biosocial theory. In nature theory, we think of as pre-wiring and is influenced by genetic inheritance and other biological factors. Nurture is generally taken as the influence of internal factors after concept, the product of exposure, life experience, and learning on an individual. These theories are based in how the people connected in our nature, in our ambience, in our experience to learn if we will going bad or good. Now we will proceed psychological theories. Psychological theories often include cognitive processes that explain why people choose to offend in a particular situation. A common assumption is that offending is essentially rational and that people will offend if they think that the expected benefits will outweigh the expected cost. The six grand theories in psychology are psychoanalysis, behaviorism, cognitivism, ecological, humanicism, and evolutionary. The psychoanalytic theory related to crime comes from the imbalance of this id, ego, and superego, like the theory of Sigmund Freud. When this id, ego, and superego are imbalanced, it causes people to commit crime. The root of this problem is hidden in the unconscious and must be brought to the conscious by psychoanalysis therapy. Now we will proceed sociological theories. Sociologists emphasize that human beings live in social groups and that those groups and the social structure they create influence behavior. The most sociological theories of crime causation assume that the criminal's behavior is determined by his or her social environment and reject the notion of born criminal. In this theory, the sociological theories based in our social environment. if we are being good or bad. Now we will proceed anomy theory. Anomy was one cause of deviance. If people were not properly socialized into the shared norms and values of society, or if a society was changing so much that it was unclear what the shared norms and values were the deviance. Um, in this theory, um, anomy will base in our norms and values of society. Imitation theory. In a strict sense, the theory refers to imitation of reality that can be perceived through the senses. The imitation theory is often associated with the concept of mimesis, a Greek word that originally meant imitation, representation, or copy, specifically of nature. What is imitation crime? The copycat effect is the alleged tendency of sensational publicity about violent murders or suicides. The result in more of the same through imitation. The term was first coined around 1916 due to the crimes that were inspired by Jack the Ripper. And I thank you. Ay, meron pa pala isa. Cartographic School of Criminology. The cartographic school focused primarily on the mapping of crime and the relationship between society and the physical environment. The school was most prominent between the years of 1830 and 1880, appearing after Classical School of Criminology and overlapping the entry. Who founded the cartographic school? Adolphe P. Quetelet. The two most influential scholars in this area were Adolphe Quetelet and Andre Michel Gary. That's all, and I thank you.